do anything to scare your children. That's the last thing we want to do. That's a direct order. Do it now.
He's been put down, ripped off, cut open. Now he's unleashed. Unleashed. The American insurgency starts now. This is Rusty Humphries, Rebellion Radio.
How are you? And welcome. My name is Rusty Humphries. This is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion, where you are invited to participate and be a part of the program. It's, I was going to say it's a big one, but it's not. It's just, I'm just hanging out, talking to you today. Sometimes we have big guests. We had Milo, was it last week? We have a lot of great guests. But today, I want to talk about something. I just saw an incredible story in the news, and I think it is fantastic. I love it. I didn't think I would love something like this so much today, but I do. We can get into the news. I want to hear from you. Oh, by the way, if you would, check in. Who are you? Where are you watching or listening to us? Of course, we're live on Facebook, on a number of different Facebook pages, including Right-Wing News, but also in my own personal Facebook page, which is just type in Rusty Humphries, and you can find me. I'm in a blue shirt. There's a bunch of Rusty Humphries. Rusty Humphries is there. You can find me on a blue shirt, or just type in Talk, the number 2 Rusty. And then our podcast is there, the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. First, before we get going, and I'm just gonna give you the teaser, and then we'll get into it. But here's the teaser. You ready? Here's the teaser. I love this. Republican donor from Virginia Beach sues GOP, accusing the party of fraud over failed Obamacare repeal. I can't disagree with him at all. So we're going to get into that story in just a second. But before we do, let's say hello. Chris says you can't sue him, but you can vote. Okay. Hank says, I think it's a fine idea. What's going on? Barbara is checking in from Grove City, Ohio. Diane's in Florida. Andy is in Naples, Florida. We've got a lot of Florida folk tonight. Al's in Pennsylvania. Mary is from Magnolia, Delaware, near Dover Air Force Base. How you doing? Zach says, sue every one of those POSs. Tad's in South Carolina. Hank says, I think it's a fine idea. Hey, what's up, Rusty, by the way? Not much, Hank. What's going on with you? Actually, I got me a new toy today. You ever seen one of these? It's not really that cool looking at it right now, but it's going to be cool. It's a, what do you call it? It's an Osmo thing. You put your phone on it here, and then it's really cool. I can't explain it yet, because I just got it. But anyway, it's supposed to make it so when you're broadcasting with your phone, it actually looks pretty cool. So I'm going to get to that in just a couple seconds. No, I mean, in a couple of days. I was going to broadcast with it today. I was going to walk around. I even had my cowboy hat. I was going to wear my cowboy hat. Yep, I was going to look good. And didn't work. So, all right, let's see. Who else is here? And then we're going to get, then I'm going to get to work here. All right. Let's see. Barbara, can't sue. Tanya says we should sue them for lying. Sue a politician for lying? Then that's all we do in the courts. Corey says, lying. Do you realize Obama and the Dems lied about getting it passed? Yeah. See, there's one of the differences, Corey. We'll get right to it. And that is, Democrats never hold their politicians accountable, and Republicans almost always do. But for some reason, dumbass jackasses like John McCain get away with it every single time. And you know what? I'm on the bandwagon on this one. I am. And I say the lawsuit starts with John McCain. We got video of John McCain saying repeal and replace, repeal and replace, repeal and replace. I wonder if I can find that too. John, hold on, I'll look right now. John McCain, repeal and replace. Sorry, I probably should have had that ready. But, again, there's not many people I can't stand more than John McCain. It's not coming up. I had it the other day, though. Part of it's because the media is so in love with him. Oh, man, do they love him now. Democrats, oh, they love John McCain. And that tells you everything you need to know, isn't it? All right. Let's see here. Daniel says he's not wrong. Kay says sue, class action lawsuit. Yep, sue the Sachs. Rudy says, hey, Rusty, Las Vegas here. P.S. You love the book, Rudy. Good. Did you? Okay, but for folks who don't know, I have a brand new book out there. 7 Ways to Win Political Debates to Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends. Available right now only on Amazon in paperback and in Kindle and in the audiobook at Audible, and you'll love it. So you liked it, Rudy? I'm glad you did. Give me a little comment. What did you like about it? All right, let's get to this story. I want to share this story with you because it's just so beautiful, and he's so right. A retired attorney in Virginia Beach is so incensed that Republicans couldn't repeal the Affordable Care Act, he's suing to get political donations back, accusing the GOP of fraud and racketeering. Agree with it so far. Bob Hedgeman, 70, filed a lawsuit Thursday in U.S. District Court saying the national and Virginia Republican parties and some GOP leaders raised millions of dollars in campaign funds while knowing they weren't going to be able to overturn the ACA, also known as Obamacare. Now, one of the things that we knew from the beginning was the way it was written by the Democrats. And if you recall, not one Republican voted for Obamacare, not one. And they jammed it through on Christmas Eve. And remember Nancy Pelosi, we'll find out what's in it when we pass it. We knew then that they had done everything they could to make sure that bill would not be able to be overturned. Now, the Republicans told us time and time again, get us the House, get us the Senate, get us a Republican president, we'll take care of it. Repeal and replace, repeal and replace, repeal and replace. They said it over and over again. So we believed them like a bunch of dummies. And so he's saying that this guy is saying that they knew it all along. There was no way they were going to be able to overturn it. And we are all lied to. And because we were lied to and we gave them money, that they should be in big trouble. And I agree. The GOP has engaged in a pattern of racketeering, which involves massive fraud perpetrated on Republican voters and contributors, as well as some independents and Democrats, the suit says. Racketeering, perhaps best known for using in prosecuting organized crime, involves a pattern of illegal behavior by a specific group. Oh, well, if we're going to get into racketeering, I hope we got a suit for the Democrats. Man, nobody has done more of that crap than the Democrats have. But we hold ours accountable as we should because we're trying to do the right thing for the country. Not just trying to keep people in power because they got the power. Well, this is the Teddy Kennedy seat. No, it's not. I remember when I helped a campaign, I was running a campaign. Actually, I wasn't running it. I was advising a campaign that listened to me not as much as they should have, or maybe they would have won. But anyway, that's here or there. But I helped advise a campaign against John Boehner. And you'd go to the district and people would go, this is John Boehner's seat. And I'd say, are you kidding me? It's John Boehner's seat? No, it's your seat. It's the people's seat. It's the district seat. It's not one guy's seat. And there's the problem, dummies. But let's get back to the story. I'm digressing today. The lawsuit lists as defendants the National Republican Party and Virginia's 2 national GOP committee members, Morton Blackwell and Cynthia Dunbar, as well as the Republican Party of Virginia and the state party chairman, John Whitbeck. In an email, Blackwell dismissed Hedgeman's complaints as frivolous nuisance suit that should be thrown out of court by any judge. In a separate email Dunbar sent to Blackwell, that was forwarded to the Virginia Pilot, I guess that's the newspaper covering this, it is ridiculous. But at the same time, they said they both understood where Hedgeman was coming from. Blackwell said the suit is a sign of conservative anger that the Republican-controlled Congress has not yet repealed and replaced Obamacare. Okay, let's just stop right there. And if you would, I would like you to check in. And if you haven't, I'm going to ask you to please, please, please share this video. Because a lot of times people will say, well, you conservatives, whatever Republicans do, you're going to fall in line. No, we're not Democrats. That's what Democrats do. It doesn't matter how many laws Bill Clinton broke or how much money Charlie Rangel stole or that guy that had the freezer full of cash down in New Orleans. It doesn't matter how many criminal activities Nancy Pelosi or Hillary Clinton are involved in. It doesn't matter to Democrats. The ends justify the means. And again, not every Democrat. I'm talking about specifically the elites who care only about power. They don't care about you, the working man and woman of America. I care about the working man and woman of America. You care because you are one. Me too. We actually have to do jobs. We work hard. But, we have this problem where we've got these elites who really don't give a rat's ass about you or me or anybody else. They care about themselves. And so they're going to lie, cheat, and steal. And it's Democrats and Republicans. But see, here's the difference, though. I think they went one step too far. I think the evil one, my friend John McCain, the evil one, John McCain, went one step too far. And I mean, he's not going to be alive to run for office again. That's a given. But Jeff Flake, his boy, he may be in big trouble with a nice doctor named Kelly Ward. She's running against him for Senate. Hopefully this is going to give her the boost she needs. Although I think she made a mistake coming out and saying, John McCain, you need to retire right now. While I didn't disagree with it, I think it was probably a little early for that. She got some headlines, but I don't know that they were the best headlines for her. Lindsey Graham, John McCain's homosexual boyfriend, in my opinion. He's going to do everything he can to prop up John McCain, but they've all gone too far. It's gone too far. What do you think? Share this video right now. Give me some thumbs up. Give me some hearts. I want to know what you're thinking right now. Am I all alone here? I don't think so. We got tens of thousands of people watching, and I want to know what's on your mind today. I actually care. Unlike some talk shows that all they care about is themselves and their big egos, I care about you. I want to know what's on your mind. This is a show for the people, by the people. So give me some love here. Share the video. Let's get it out there. Let's see here. Lamont says, when are the idiots we call lawmakers going to realize we should be united as Americans, not us against you? Some of these people have been making decisions for us since I was a child. I'm 56. Term limits, no Dems, no Republicans, just Americans. Now, see, Lamont, you are that. I mean, that's what George Washington wanted. He didn't want parties. And as soon as he got out of there, of course, that's the first thing they did. They started up parties and messed the country up. This has been going on for a long, long time. But you're right. And I'd like to see a thing where they're all voted out. I would love every one of them started over. Get rid of them, start from scratch. It's not going to happen, but I would love to see it. William says, this is all fine, but as we continue to look at all the propaganda being stirred, we are missing a much larger picture. Jihadist military training camps in America, Muslim Brotherhood in our capital, CARE spread out across the country. Let's get to what's really going on. Start discussing this. We have to educate. William, buddy, we talk about everything. Nobody's talked more about Islamic terrorism than me. Nobody's more of an expert. I've been to Guantanamo Bay 3 times. I've met with terrorists. I've had guns put on my back. I've had them threaten to cut off my head. I've been to the Middle East 10 times. Okay, believe me, we talk about this issue. I've got a mosque that's 10 miles from my house right here. This is the mosque where 2 guys lived here in Arizona. They got in their cars, they drove to Texas, and they tried to shoot up the Draw Muhammad contest that Pamela Geller did. I actually went to the mosque on a Friday for the Friday prayers and sat in on the mosque. So believe me, we cover it all. But I'm not going to do a Muslim terrorist show every damn day. Come on. Put your head out of your ass. We're trying to cover all the stories. And by the way, you should be as mad as I am about this. The Republicans lied to us. John McCain lied to us. Lindsey Graham lied. Murkowski out of Alaska. These idiot senators, they don't deserve a paycheck. They don't deserve the power. They deserve to be sitting in a single wide trailer getting nothing. I mean, as bad as job they've done, they should be fired. And their benefits pulled, they should be sitting there going, oh, I'm on food stamps now. I'm on EBT card because my life sucks because I really screwed up the country so bad. Good. Elmer says Democrats only think about their own jobs, not what's good for the country. Tad says, I don't trust any of them. Put them all in a round room full of horse manure with a muzzle on. They still have to figure out a way to eat. Jenny says, Republicans lied to us. We should sue them. Chuck says it's gone too far. Martin has shared the video. Thank you, Martin. Who else has shared the video? Share this video, by golly. Get it out there. People need to know. Rudy says, to answer your question, as I wrote in Amazon and Audible reviews, you had me yelling, finisher, in true Mortal Kombat style. That's funny. What Rudy's talking about is my book, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends. And by the way, Stacey Dash of Clueless and a bunch of other movies, Fox News, she loved it. Look at that. I love him. I love Rusty Humphries. Stacey Dash loves me. Oh, yeah, she loves me. La, 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 la. Oh, yeah, she loves me. Anyway, there is a story that goes through the book about a liberal who came out to try to attack me. And I teach you the things that I did right and what I did wrong and how you can use those lessons for yourself. And again, it's at Amazon right now. Let's see. Bruce says we need new blood in the Senate. Yep. Marianne says Obama's the lying creep. He reminds me of the devil on earth. Yes, for term limits. Jerry says, Rusty just shared on my timeline approximately 80 friends, said you were interesting and entertaining. God bless Sheriff Joe Arpaio, my hero, someone who was just enforcing our laws. Yeah, Sheriff Joe's a good guy. He also just lives down the street. I saw him a couple weeks ago. This was before the trial came back, and a single judge, no jury, a judge that has been very outwardly liberal for a long time. But from what I understand, he's pretty down right now, and I hope that he gets a retrial and gets to clear his name. Mike says, why aren't Republicans in Congress insisting on conviction for the Clintons and their clan? It's never going to happen. Never going to happen. Travis says, no one lied. It takes 2 full House, Senate, and the president to repeal and replace. Not to mention, they have to have a bill to replace it, and it's lobbyists owned by corporations and paid by the corporations to actually write the bills. You need to wake up. Obamacare was unconstitutional and was passed by the Democrats in the first place. It was unconstitutional. And the idea that you and I are forced by the federal government to pay for anything is something in itself, just right there, should have stopped it. James shared the video. Thank you. Kay did too. Johnny, guys, you rock. Thank you. Let's sue them. Mary says, they love you, Rusty. Thank you. Stacy is not. You don't think Stacy's hot, Lloyd? You don't think Stacey Dash is hot? Let me show a picture. And if you're listening on the podcast, go type in Stacey Dash, Stacey. If you don't remember what she looks like. Oh, you don't think Stacey Dash is hot? Look at that. Oh, yeah. And by the way, you know how old she is? Look at that picture. How old do you think that woman is? She doesn't mind me telling, by the way. How old do you think she is? You ready? Actually, I'm going to take guesses. Don't cheat. Don't go on Google. I want you to guess on the timeline here. How old do you think Stacey Dash is by looking at that picture? I'll get to that in just a second. Robert says, sue them or pick up arms and storm D.C. We don't have many choices left because everyone talks, nobody does anything. At least Congress might have provoked a war by insulting Russia and forcing Russia, Iran, China, Syria, and North Korea to join forces against us. That was one of the dumbest things ever, and I've been saying this for a long time on the show. We know that Vladimir Putin has a severe narcissistic personality disorder. This is a guy who believes he is the savior of Russia. He is a guy who believes that all of those people are his subjects, and if you disagree with him, you live there, and you'll be killed. I mean, this is not a nice guy. But when you have a narcissist, and I talk about this in my book too, I'm not trying to sell the book. Well, yes, I am, but I'm telling you the truth. When you talk about a narcissist, the most important thing to a narcissist is their reputation. And when you attack a narcissist's reputation, it is the worst thing ever because they think the world revolves around them, and if people think badly of them, it hurts them to the core. So in America, for 2 years, the Democrat Party pulled this Russia thing right straight out of their asses and said, Russia, 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 Russia. And why'd they pick Russia? Because it's the boogeyman. Because, well, first of all, they're not racist. They can't say it's Muslims. They can't say, something like that because that'd be racist. So Russia's the only one that's safe for them because, well, they're white people over there. And so, of course, they want to be politically correct, even though it's insane. But then, now you're ticking off Russia, and every day for 2 years, you're saying Vladimir Putin, screwing America. And so we've all been mad at Vladimir Putin, and we've all been calling him names. Worst thing you could do to a narcissist is call him names like that. All you're going to do is piss him off. So now, as I've been saying for over a year and a half now we're at one of the lowest points in American-Russian relations. Thank you, Democrats. Good job. Well, you think Trump's trying to sell out to Putin? No, dumbasses. No, he's not selling out to Putin. But you can't negotiate if you hate each other. That makes it kind of hard, don't you think? Wouldn't it be nice if we are able to get the Russians to work with us and some stuff? Well, they'd never do it because Vladimir Putin is a mean man. Well, I'm not saying he's a nice guy, but I'm saying you got a lot better chance of negotiating, especially when you got a good negotiator like Trump. And these two guys understand each other. Yes, they both have narcissistic personality disorder. So did Trump, or so did Obama, so did Clinton. But, this idea that we're just going to keep attacking Russia and then thinking that nothing's going to happen, just stupid. Stupid, stupid, stupid. Okay. Neil says, it's the voters' fault. How many people actually study the candidate's history before voting for them? Their voting history explains what type of candidate they are. Okay, good. All right, so here are the guesses on Stacey Dash. Let me show you the picture again. I'll show you a couple if you want. So actress Stacey Dash, that's one picture from my book, celebrity endorsement from my book. And then there's another one in the back. Yeah, she came and hung out with me here for about a few weeks ago. All right, so here are the guesses. And you know what? Who's ever closest without going over, I'll play Price is Right's rule. Who's ever closest to the actual retail age without going over will win an audiobook version of my book, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends Without Losing Your Family and Friends. If you're listening on the podcast or you're not live, sorry, I'm going to do this a live contest. But next week, I'll do something where everybody can participate. I'll give you a couple of days to get in. Okay, here we go. Martin says she's 38. Okay, I'll give you a couple more chances to get in. Hurry up. By the way, if you shared the video, share the video. Thumbs up, hearts, give us some love. Let's do it. Share the video. Okay, here we go. Martin says she's 38. Brandon says she is 43. Mike, 38. Adam, 28. James, 31. Mike says 47. Ed says, hey, Rusty, I downloaded your book on Audible in the beginning where you tell libs not to read this to win arguments with conservatives. I don't think they would listen. And I think your third tip piggybacks on tip 2. Yeah, you're probably right. Lyndon says 47. Neil says 40. Jeff says 36. Ron says 50. Lloyd says Stacy is hot. Johnny says 34. Dan says late 40s. Mary says 42. Donnie says, I agree with everything you're saying, my friend. Thank you, Donnie. I appreciate it. JR says 36. Debbie says 32, 37, 23, 44. Brian, 39. Sheila, 51. All right, here we go. The actual retail age without going over. Now, she could have had a birthday since the last time she told me. But I'm just going to go with what she told me. Because if you got it right on and I'm off, that means you cheated. Actual retail age without going over. Stacey Dash, 50. 50 years old. Can you believe that? 50. and as cool as can be. All right, so who said 50 first? Oh, now I've lost it. Y'all are doing a lot of comments today. I appreciate that. But now, okay, it was Ron Vega. Send me a private message, if you would, please, on my Facebook page. Here, so you can find it. And everybody, I'd love for you to go and find my Facebook page, if you would, please. Let me show you how to get there. And I appreciate everybody here at Right Wing News, too. It's really a great website. But if you go to Facebook and you type in my name, Rusty Humphries, right here, this is the picture you're looking for. Humphries is Humphies. This is the cover. This is the picture. And Ron Vega, if you would please send me a private message. Just message me. And I will send you a code for a free download of my awesome book, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates with Your Liberal Family and Friends and Still Keep Them as Family and Friends. Okay. Let me get back to the story of the Republican donor since I'm over here. Let's get back to the story. The donor says he argues that the progressives have taken over the Democrat Party and seem to lament that conservatives have not yet taken over the Republican Party. Too few conservatives are willing to invest their time, talent, and money and personally participate inside the Republican Party, Blackwell said. Who's Blackwell? Oh, he's a GOP committee member out of Virginia, West Virginia. A Republican majority will mean a conservative majority if and when sufficient numbers of conservatives figure out why the success of their principles depend on their personal involvement in local, state, and national Republican Party committees and in party contests. Okay. That all sounds well and good, and that's a nice political answer. And yes, I agree, we need to get more good people and more conservatives involved. But what has happened is too many people inside Congress have been bought off. And then you get guys like John McCain who threaten and cajole, John Boehner, douchebags like that. Now Paul Ryan. We thought Paul Ryan would be a good guy, but he sold out too. All of these guys in Congress that have sold out, it's time to get rid of them. I don't care if you're Republicans. I don't care that you have a little R next to your name. Oh, we believe in the same things. No, we don't. You're liars. You don't believe in shrinking the size and scope of government. You just want to do it a tiny bit less than the Democrats. Not a lot less, a tiny bit less. You don't want to repeal and replace Obamacare. You think you could kind of fix it. I know D stands for dumbass. Trying to think of a good word for what the R stands for. It's not politically correct, so I probably can't say it. Everything's so politically correct. I've got to watch what I say. If I say something bad, I'll hurt somebody's feelings. Next thing I know, I'm off Facebook. I'm off the radio. I'm off my podcast. Although that's one of the reasons why I'm doing this and not doing it on talk radio anymore. I don't trust those bastards anymore either. And I'm saying the word bastard a lot today. Sorry. I'm not trying to hurt your sensibilities. It's just, you know what? There's no other word that fits. These people are scum. All these people that have sold out our country, sold out your jobs, sold out your retirement. I mean, I don't know. I'm 51 years old. I'll be 52 at the end of the month. I don't know a lot of my friends that have retirement. I know my parents' generation, everybody got it. They cut all that crap for us. I remember when my parents bought the first house I remember. We had 6 people living there. They bought the house in a nice neighborhood with one of the most beautiful views you've ever seen in Seattle, Washington, overlooking the Pacific, the Puget Sound. And they paid like $75,000 for that house. Today, that house is like $750,000. How does a kid get started? How do you do that? You know? Jenny thinks that R stands for rejecting we the people. That's pretty good. It needs to be snippier, though. Snappier. Snappier. Linda thinks R stands for repugnant. I like that. Maria says, I agree with you. All these traitors out of the GOP. Java says, not sold out, bought off by George Soros. Yeah. Elmer says, McCain was a hero, now a traitor. A lot of people back who was with McCain in Vietnam days have a lot of bad things to say about how he behaved in Vietnam. And again, I don't have a problem telling people that, because my dad didn't come home. You know, John McCain, yes, he was tortured. God, it was horrible. I wouldn't want to have that happen to anybody. But my father didn't have a chance. You know, my father, I've told this story a couple times. It's an awful story. And it's one that breaks my heart. I mean, what would my life have been different had my father lived and come home from Vietnam? I don't need to get into the whole story today. It's probably not appropriate, but my father was 24 years old. 24. And he was taken out by a cheap shot. He was a Cobra pilot, which is one of those badass gunships. And it didn't have a chance. And so when people tell me, you know, how heroic John McCain is, and again, I wouldn't want to be tortured, but his daughter got a chance to meet him. You know, I was 3.5 when my father was killed. My sister was 1. She never really got a chance to spend any time with him. I only remember little things, not a lot. So I don't know. Ed says R is for reject. That's not bad. Mike says, these rhino Republicans think they're shoo-ins, but the primaries will give the people a chance to fire them and help our president get his agenda in place. Neil says the voters are not smart enough to vote out bad Republicans. We need term limits to protect us. It's not just Republicans. It's incumbents. That's the other one. Oh, John McCain, he was so good when he worked across the aisle and he did the McCain-Feingold bill. And man, what a hero. What a hero that John McCain was for bipartisanship. It was so beautiful. That was the Incumbent Insurance Act of whatever year it was. What John McCain did was made sure it was almost impossible for a challenger to beat an incumbent. It was a lie. It was another John McCain lie. Just like, build the damn fence. Frickin' liar. Jenny says, John Songbird McCain, Vietnam. That's where he got the nickname. Thomas says, just John McCain should be sued. Okay. Robert thinks Democrats have dirt on McCain, and I'm sure he's blackmailed for his vote. The Democrats knew he was going to vote to keep Obamacare before he made the vote. That's true. Republicans did not know. The Democrats were in on it, and it was, man, was it a party. Alan says he got a medal for selling his fellow POWs out in the camp he was in, made videos condemning the war. True. Rudy says, I'm sorry to hear about your father, Rusty. As a fellow veteran, I salute him. Thank you. Appreciate it. Mike says, thank you for your sacrifice, Rusty, because of men like him keeps my family safe. Thank you. Jerry says, Americans want Washington cleaned up. We want equal justice. Many on both sides of the aisle have had their hand in the cookie jar. Until people are held accountable, corruption will continue. Midterms coming up. We the people will remember. I supported Trump when he first came down the escalator. He says he's asking me to message him. He's got a book of poetry, common and political poems. I'll be entertained. Good, I'll check it out. Pam Balee agrees we should sue. Alan says term limits for all of them up on the Hill. Give them the same health insurance they give us. Yep. Tommy says D.C. is a scam. Has been since the 1913 creation of the Federal Reserve Bank, which is a private bank. The banks own USA. Yeah, that whole Federal Reserve thing is weird. Heather wants to know how they lie. Heather, I know that sometimes you make mistakes when you're texting and emailing. If you would let me know what you're thinking, I'll try to get to it. Mike says, thank you for speaking out, Rusty. Love what you're saying, sir. I am blanking pissed where my country has gone. Please continue spreading your message. I live in California, and it sucks now because of the liberals. You know, Mike, I was going to say loved. No, I still do. I love California. I do. I love the beaches. I love San Francisco. It's one of the most beautiful places in the world. I'm going to spend next week in San Diego. I'll be broadcasting from San Diego, and then I'm trying to figure out what to do in between, and then I'm going to go to Los Angeles. But it continues to get worse and worse and worse. I lived there in 1985. I was a tour guide at Universal Studios for a summer. Loved it. And I've done movies and TV shows and stuff. You can search my name. You'll find some of the movies. You can find them on Amazon and other stuff. But I love the industry, and I love so many of the people. But then there are so many dumbasses there that don't think of common sense. They don't use causality. There's a great video I just saw. I wonder if I can pull it up. It was from Numbers USA. And they have a great video about immigration today. Just saw it online yesterday. See if I can pull up. They have videos here. Congress resources about sensible solutions. Was on Facebook. Oh, they got a lousy website. Darn it. Let me quickly go to Facebook here for a second. I'm sorry, folks. I should have been prepared. I just thought about this because it was a great video that Numbers. Just talk amongst yourselves just for a second, would you? Let's see if it's on here. Do not have permission. Come on. You know what? I'll play my Sneaking Into the USA video coming up in a few minutes if I can find this thing. If I can't, I'll do it. Where'd it go? Oh, here we go. Okay, this is pretty good. It's 2 minutes long. Let me pull it up here. Okay. It is immigration simplified just by using plastic tubes. Let me pull it up here, and I'll play it for you on the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.
If you'll hold this is going to illustrate our immigration tradition. The average number of immigrants who came to this country for the first 200 years, 1776 to 1976, 250,000. That's Ellis Island. That includes everything. Since 1990, the average number of immigrants coming to this country is this.
Wow.
At 1 million a year. At 1 million a year. At $1 million a year. Okay? At 1 million a year. That's the change that's happened that's probably caused immigration to become a big issue. The numbers have really gone up so much. I mean, we've gone from this traditional level to this is what we're growing every year since 1990.
Well, if you're including people here who are here undocumented,
This is just legal.
This is just legal.
This is just legal. Anyway, those are the numbers. Now, did you know any of these numbers? Any of these numbers familiar with you? Were you familiar with those numbers?
No, I was not.
Yeah,
I was probably more somewhat familiar with this, but not with
where we'd been. Yeah.
Didn't really know.
Hadn't thought about it.
No. I mean, I knew we had a big problem, but didn't really think about the numbers.
What's happened since 1965 was Congress changed the laws, whereas before you could only bring in your spouse and minor children. After 1965, you could bring in extended family.
So that's like grandparents, uncles, aunts.
Before long, you got cousins, in-laws, exactly. And that created a chain migration. They didn't really think about what was going to happen. Various recommendations about whether the million a year ought to be coming down something closer to the traditional level, so that immigrants themselves would assimilate better, would have better lives, economically adjust more, and also so that the poor people of this country would not have so much competition in the jobs. Many times people say, well, we can't cut legal immigration because that would go against our immigration tradition. But This is our immigration tradition. Actually, what we have now is sort of against it.
Did you know that? I didn't know it was that big. I mean, I knew that it was changed. As a matter of fact, it was a Teddy Kennedy deal where Teddy Kennedy came up with this idea, and we're going to bring in more immigrants, and we're going to make sure they're not from Western European countries. And, you're being racist, right? It's not a racism thing. It is just a lot of times, people are not prepared. And I don't care what country you're from. If you're not prepared to be in that country, just like I wouldn't be prepared to go and move to France, for example. Would you be prepared? I wouldn't know how to speak the language. And so this idea that, you're being racist because you don't want people to come into your country, don't speak the language, and they can't afford it. No, we're being smart. We have a obligation to our posterity to do the right thing for our children, and to have 1 million plus, and those are all legal immigrants. Just think about how many illegals are coming across the border. We have a responsibility to make sure we get the best and the brightest. That's what I think. By the way, something else I think, great product, Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream. It doesn't smell, it doesn't burn, it's not greasy, and does exactly what the product says. It reduces pain, whether it's arthritis pain or back pain. You just, you just rub that on the spot that hurts, and it's amazing how quickly that pain goes away. You can find out more at AustralianDream.com, but it's available at all big stores, Walmart, Walgreens, CVS. If your store doesn't have it, it's probably a crappy store. So go find your Australian Dream Arthritis Pain Relief Cream and go get some relief right now, if you would. Let's have a little musical interlude here as we wrap up our Friday episode edition of the Rusty Humphries Rebellion. Here we go. Okay, so can you help me with this, sir?
Yes, tell me. What?
Okay, so I want to get into the USA. What do I do?
Take this one. I'm going north.
North.
Yes, north.
Going north. Okay, I can do it. Let's go.
Now everybody has this notion. Come to the USA. Don't you worry about money. Stupid Americans pay. Yeah, they'll pay for your health care. Kids' education too. Just sneak across the border and they'll take care of you. Well, they're crossing from Tijuana and California's line. And up in Vancouver, nobody seems to mind. In containers from China, yeah, you can stow away. 'Cause everybody is sneaking into the USA. Way down in Guadalajara and from Pakistan. Tell your friends you're leaving, then stuff them in your van. They're coming from Afghanistan through San Francisco Bay. Everybody is sneaking into the USA. Well, they're coming from the galleys down Arizona way. Ask the government to stop it, and if you say no way, they're digging big old tunnels. You know they're coming to stay. 'Cause everybody is sneaking into the USA.
Yes, that's me singing on it. Yeah, that's me. All the parts. It's a fun song. Don't forget my book, 7 Ways to Win Political Debates, available Amazon in paperback, ebook, and Audible.
Everybody is sneaking into the USA. Everybody is sneaking into the USA. I love America. Everybody is sneaking into the USA.
Sneaking into Canada there.
Everybody is sneaking to the USA. We gotta get out of here, fellas. Go, 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 go.
That was a lot of fun. And yeah, Sneaking Into the USA. You can find that if you missed it. You can find it on YouTube, and it's out there. It had a CD out a couple of years ago. I'll probably put out another one at the next point. Mike says, received your book yesterday. Anxiously waiting to debate a couple of friends. They're easy to get the upper hand because of their ales. They have rhetoric and propaganda. But next time, I'll give them the old knockout punch. Good for you. Martin says, I got to put that song on my Facebook. I hope you will. Okay. Don't forget, I have a great podcast, and you can find it at iTunes and Stitcher. It's called The Rusty Humphries Rebellion, and something great to listen to this weekend. Now, if you like podcasts, I have another one I would love for you to check out. It is hosted by a couple of friends of mine. It's called Blunt Force Truth, and it's hosted by Chuck Woolery, the great game show host, and Mark Young. He is one of the smartest people you'll ever meet in your life. By the way, like and share this video if you would, please. Like and share, like and share, like and share. And anyway, you can find that Faboo podcast at iTunes or Stitcher or bluntforcetruth.com. You could find me online at rustylive.com. rustylive.com. That's where you can find me. And also on Facebook, just type in my name, Rusty Humphries. You see how it's spelled there? RustyHumphies. And just type that in the search bar and then look for me in a blue shirt. And you'll find me there. And always updating and always keeping you informed. Terry checking in from Northern Michigan. Thank you. Elmer, thank you. Jesse, thank you. Elmer, let's see. Mary, thank you. Mike, Martin, Ed, Beijing. Hope I got that right. Sorry about that. So Beijing says the number should be reduced. It should be on merit-based. Family should be limited to direct blood relationships, not horizontal brothers or cousins. Anyway. Oh, Martin says worked in Paris, France for 10 months in 1995. It was a dump then. Now it's a transit camp for migrants. I found the French Algerians to be very friendly and hard workers. May says I'm sick of being labeled racist. Alan says Democrats are nothing but modern-day mob to steal our money. Don't help the people. They want to enslave us to the government. Give us more handouts just to that. Get anything to get votes. More illegals, more votes for them. All right, that's it. Thank you so much for hanging out. I'm here Monday through Friday. Next week is going to be a weird one because I'm going to be in San Diego at a conference with Mark Young and with Suzanne Summers. So I'll be there all week. It's a health thing. So I'll be broadcasting from there hopefully all week. I may miss a day or two, but I'll keep you posted. And again, find the podcast at iTunes, Stitcher if you leave a nice comment. In the book, oh yeah, there's a book. I don't know if you knew this. There's a book. 7 ways to win political debates to your liberal family and friends and still keep them as family and friends. And if you would, go to Amazon. Get it this weekend. You can read it instantly if you get the ebook. You can download it instantly if you get the audiobook from Audible. Or you can have it in a day or two on paperback. It's a fun book. You'll laugh. I think you'll enjoy it. That's it. Thank you so much. My name is Rusty Humphries, and this is the Rusty Humphries Rebellion.